Good day. This is Trust in Hashem. I'm Menachem Avichayel. Today we're going to be going over in the second book of the Torah, Shemot, the seventh chapter, Terumah. Terumah is basically about the tabernacle, the Mishkan, and what is going to go in there, how it's made, what it's made of, the colors of anything any material that's going to be in there, the size, shape of things, size of things. That includes the tabernacle itself, the ark itself, what would go into the ark, a copy of the Torah itself, written by Moses himself. There is a copy in the ark there. Plus, they have the tablets that Hashem carved. Those are in there. Plus, also, obviously, there's the Holy of Holies, where the Kohen Gadol, the head Kohen, would go in once a year for services that would take place only once a year in the Holy of Holies. Now, you might think that this is the center of Judaism, is the temple. It is an important part. It's definitely one of the centers of the religion of, it's not really a religion, it's a way of life of Am Yisrael. Let's start thinking about when this was. It's taken place over 3,300 years ago. 3,300 years ago. Over that. More than that. At that time, the rest of the world was sacrificing their babies, killing people. They would be sacrificing people, actually drinking their blood and stuff like that. They had this idea in their head that this would give them power. They would kill animals and then drink their blood, thinking that they would get the power of the animal. I mean, it was Meshuggah. It's crazy stuff. Really, there's no foundation to such a bunch of nonsense. But Hashem said no. This was decided at the Akedah when Abraham. Everybody thinks Abraham was the purpose of it was for Abraham to sacrifice Yitzhak. That wasn't the purpose. The purpose was for Hashem to say, no, this is not what I want. I do not want human sacrifices. That's why Abraham was stopped. That's why he was stopped. That is what Am Yisrael is to hold up. That's what we have held up for over 3,300 years through the temple. Now, what if the temple is not the main center, then what really is? Well, I've mentioned this before in some of my podcasts, but it actually is so important, I'd like to mention it again. It's known as the Sanhedrin. The Sanhedrin has the authority, the obligation, and the responsibility, the authority to say, yes, that plate is the right size. Yes, that table is the right size. Yes, the table is made out of the right material. The ark, yes, it's the right size, it's the right material. Everything that's done, the Sanhedrin has 100% control over. If they had a question on a sacrifice, the Kohen would go to the Sanhedrin to get an answer. Everybody in all of Am Yisrael, every single Israelite, if they had a major question and it couldn't be answered by lower courts, it just kept going up till eventually the Sanhedrin would make the decision. The very first step in the age of Mashiach is the Sanhedrin. That is what we need to figure out how to reform. Thank you. If you like our broadcast, please subscribe and like. That way we can move up in the algorithm so more people will be able to hear this. I'm Menachem Avichayel for Trust in Hashem. Have a good Shabbos. Shabbat Shalom.